Yeah, it's funny because like I have like I don't know if a spectrum is the right word, but like I kind of have this appreciation that my concept of God and like once you start talking about spiritual concepts that are like really heady and really like abstract, like I appreciate the fact that my very specific mental model might be like high level and kind of far away from what's really happening, and I don't actually know what's really happening, but I at least know how to interact with it. So it's funny because I don't know, in some sense I probably have a very naturalistic view of like how the world functions, but at the same time I can't disagree with all of the words you're saying, because yeah, there's something like even with a very skeptical view of religion, like probably the most skeptical that I think is reasonable is to say like religion developed just like it was kind of naturally selected for knowledge and behavior that helps people succeed in navigating the world. Like that's not, I don't know if that's true, but that's like the most skeptical version of what I think you could reasonably say religion was for humans. Even if that's your mental model for religion and navigating the world, pretty much everything that you're saying still works. Because, yeah, I don't know. There's some things that you just can't figure out consciously. Like the world is just so insanely complex that whatever this being, God, is, for some reason consciously submitting your will and like listening to his voice helps you in the world. I don't know how, or
I mean, it works in that model and it doesn't, because there's no sense in which I think what I'm describing would lead to being stagnant without God. Like if you're waiting to be led by someone who isn't there, then you're just gonna sit there. You can't really ever move. So there is there's some sense in which you would have to be interacting with something.
No, I agree. I don't know if we can clearly state what that something is, right?
Yeah, I think that's something would have to state for us. I think that's...
He's the I am, right? What is that? He's just...
I think that's...
I feel like we should be open to whatever that actually means. I don't know what it means.
I don't think anybody does. I think anyone who said... Or nobody knows the fullness, right? We're being invited into a relationship with an infinite being who has all manner of attributes, and the only thing that we know about him is the things that he tells us. And I feel like that's necessarily true, even from like a philosophical perspective. I think it's kind of ludicrous for philosophy to even like try and delve into the nature of God. I don't think it makes sense as...
What would you say to, William Lane Craig, deriving attributes of God philosophically?
I don't think it works from an epistemological standpoint. I don't think, like, given that God is the way that he is, I don't see any way in which you could say, oh, I know something about that being. Really. And, I mean, I'm like...
Could you say, like, he's evil?
No.
Okay, so... But only because, like, he told us he wasn't evil. That's the only way we know.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Because I think that's kind of actually how a lot of people feel emotionally.
Mm.
You know, like they're kind of intellectually they're a nun,
Mm-hmm.
where they don't like have a concrete belief system because, you know, for whatever reason. But like kind of an emotional level, they believe in a higher power, God,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also mad.
I don't think that. One, I don't think we understand the position that we stand in terms of what goes on in the world.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And two, I don't think we really understand what it would mean to say that God is evil.